Hello and welcome to my full moon eclipse in Sagittarius workshop. I'm about a minute early, so I'm just going to wait a moment. If you are watching, all you're going to need is a journal or a paper and a pen to write in, because we're going to be doing some journaling and we're also going to be meditating as well, so somewhere comfortable to sit. This is a donation-based class. My PayPal link is above this post, so if you enjoy the class, then that's great, thank you so much. If that's not feasible for you, then please don't worry, enjoy as a gift from me to you. And if you just write a comment of what you think of the class, that would be much appreciated. Thank you so much. So we're going to get started. Okay, I can see a few of you watching now. So this is our full moon ritual for those of you who missed it at the beginning, and it is in an eclipse, so it's a big energy at this full moon, and it's in Sagittarius. So I'll be telling you if you're not sure what that all means. But when is it first best of all to do a full moon ritual? It's best to do it before the full moon peak. So the full moon in Sagittarius is in roughly about 10 hours. So if you can't watch it live now, that's fine. Just aim to try and watch it before the eclipse. Not sure why that is, but all astrologers say to do that. So if you can watch it before, I think because the energy is higher and you get more out of it and your ritual as well. And for those of you that don't know what the full moon is, it's when you have the sun and the moon opposite sides of the earth, so you might feel a pull. So this is a really time now to find a balance. And it's also when you can see the moon nice and bright in the sky. But because this is an eclipse and the earth is creating a shadow, we won't be able to see this full moon. And we've actually got two eclipses this month. So one in the full moon, which is now, and then one in the new moon, which is roughly in 2 weeks. So the full moon is near the end of the cycle. So what do we want to do at this full moon? Well, we want to let go of any negative behavior, negative habits, thought patterns, toxic people, anything that you know is not in line with you. We want to kind of really reflect on and get rid of and let go at this point. And it's also a time to be grateful, which we'll be coming to later, and also time to forgive, which is a touchy subject and quite hard for a lot of people. But again, I'll be helping you with the journaling and the meditation with that. So that is what this ritual is going to be kind of all about. So for those of you that haven't logged onto my chats before, we have the two main phases that we work through. So I roughly come on every 2 weeks. So the new moon is the start of the cycle, the full moon's practically near the end of the cycle, but it never actually ends because it keeps going in a circle. So we are at our full moon, and this point is in an eclipse, which I mentioned earlier. So the energy is going to be a lot higher. So normally at the full moon, you probably heard people going a bit loony, and they're like, it's because of the full moon. And that is because the energies are high. And when an eclipse happens, that just really intensifies it. So it makes it so dramatic. So if you're feeling quite intense at the moment, that is probably why, because not only is it the full moon, but it's in an eclipse. And what does it mean to be in Sagittarius? Well, Sagittarius, it doesn't matter if you're not Sagittarius. Actually, this being an eclipse, if your rising sign, if you know what that is, or just if your star sign is in Sagittarius, then it's going to be quite a hard month for you. So just being aware of the energies will really help you, just so that you know that it's happening and you can expect it rather than the element of surprise. But what it means to be in Sagittarius is Sagittarius is a really fun sign, and it's a sign of travel as well. And a lot of us in the world, we're getting restless. We want to travel, we want to go outside, we want to go and have fun. And so that's what this energy is really building up in us. And well, it's pretty obvious that everybody is getting a bit fed up now and wants to go outside and socialise. But at this point, we've got to be careful. We can be quite carefree when these energies overcome us. So I think at this point, this probably reflects, you know, keeping the social distancing in mind. Even though you want to have fun and travel, you know, it's hopefully not much longer, but you will notice those emotions intensify and you get really, really restless. And also an eclipse, it changes gears. So if you aren't in a line with your values, so your core values, whether that be relationship, job, your beliefs, if you're not on the path that you think you should be, and how do you know this? Well, you kind of can feel it if it's enjoyable, if you feel good. You know, if there's any parts of your life that don't feel good, then, you know, that's when to kind of question it and reflect on whether that is something you should let go of or maybe work on. So at this point, if you're not on your path, you are going to feel a lot of energy because it kind of throws you off the path that you're on. And it's a good thing because it puts you on the right path, but maybe not straight away. So maybe everything, you know, everything will seem to turn upside down for you if you're not on your path and you know it. So be aware of that and reflect. And we're doing some letting go. So maybe before it hits full intensity, we can let go of a few things first. But yeah, so if you are on your path though, and you know, you feel in such a good place and all your values are in line, then you might not actually feel this eclipse much, even if you are Sagittarius star sign or rising sign. So don't worry too much, but just remember it's a good thing, embrace it. It's allowing us to be on the right path. So it's actually helping us, even though at first it might seem like the worst thing ever. Okay, so I think that's it for the talk, but now we'll get on to the journaling. So if you've got a pen and paper or a journal or anything, then just grab it. So we're going to be doing some reflecting, and this is really going to help us to figure out what we need to let go of. So my first question is, what first comes to mind when I say something that doesn't feel good? So something that you're not feeling good about right now, something that you either can or can't change that you need to let go of. Or if you can change it, then that's great, and we'll come to that after that you've let go of whatever negative, whether it's a certain job that you're doing or a relationship. So just have a think. So I'm going to write that down too. And to probably just share mine, mine's probably quite general. I could probably be a bit more specific. But mine is to let go of trying to plan everything and trying to just be in this present moment. That's what life's all about. Tomorrow hasn't happened yet. We don't know if it's going to happen. So trying to stay in this present moment is what I'm really trying to focus on. And also at the full moon, it brings your awareness to this. We need to keep grounded. So that's either through meditating, self-care. That could be anything that makes you feel good. Will just help you with that. So it can just be a couple of things. If you've got a long list, then that's great. And you can also come back to it or pause the video later. So the next thing is, who do you need to forgive? So why am I asking this? Because obviously we need to let go of negative energy. And when we've not forgiven somebody, we're holding a grudge, and that is negative. So that's going to lower our vibration. So we are made up of vibrations, And when we're happy, when we're around fun people, doing fun things we love, our vibration is high. And whereas if we're bitter at somebody, it doesn't hurt them necessarily, it hurts us because we're still feeling that bitterness, that anger. And it's really, really hard. I am, for one, I hold my hands up, I do hold grudges. So this is something that I've got to work on myself. So who have you got to forgive? And when you do forgive, your vibration will rise. So you'll have a higher vibration. And at the new moon, if you've not done my workshop, that'll be in 2 weeks, and I can tag below if you're interested. That is when we start to manifest and think what we want as our wishes, our dreams, our goals. And to help us manifest, we need to let go of the negative energy. You can't still have all this negative energy and these negative thoughts, these negative patterns, and still expect to manifest something amazing. So this is really a key part. This is why I do the full moon and the new moon every single time, because they work hand in hand. They're a pair. So hopefully you've finished that question. And then the next one is, who or what do you feel grateful for? So when we get rid of negative energy, we need to fill it with something, and that there's nothing that's a higher vibration than gratitude. And when you're grateful, you get more of what you're grateful for or who. Really great things start to happen when you're in this high energy. So see if you can write 5 people or 5 things that you're grateful for. They don't have to be massive things, it could be tiny things. We all have lots to be grateful for, and we often forget that. So it could be things like having a home. You know, a lot of people in Bali, I'm working with a charity at the moment, a lot of people are writing in and they're homeless, and it just really gets to you when you become aware of that again. But I won't go too much into that. But things, really, really everyday things you can be grateful for. So don't worry if you can't think of something that you think's huge. So hopefully you've finished that. And then the last question is, what do you value? So I mentioned earlier that we want to really be on our right path, on our correct path. And if we're not this, you're really going to feel this energy, this eclipse, full moon in Sagittarius, if you're not. So just reflecting on what are your values? Could be your core beliefs, could be the people that you hang around with, again, relationships. Think outside the box. It could be anything. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be in your perfect job, your perfect everything right now. It's just that you're on the right path. You feel good about the path that you're on. It doesn't mean that it has to be perfect. So reflect on that, and if there's anything that you're not sure of, write that down. And also write down what you are sure of, because it's great to notice the good things and the positive things. So they may take a while as well, so we will come back, you can come back to that too. So yeah, just reflecting, so just repeating that question, just reflecting on what are your values at the moment, if you're living those, what values you're not living, and what values you are living. So just make a note of that question, and you can come back to it later if you've not finished. Okay, I'll just give you a couple more minutes. And then the next part of our ritual, so this is what I do, this is my own personal ritual, I'm no professional, but I'm just sharing what I love. We're going to do a visualization and meditation. So this is to help ground us. So the energies can often take us off balance. And obviously the sun and the moon being in opposite ends of the earth, that can make us feel really unbalanced. So we're going to be grounded first. And then we're really going to feel letting go. And we're also going to be grateful and forgive as well in this meditation. Okay, so it's only going to be about 10 minutes, so get comfortable. If you haven't finished journaling, don't worry, because you can come back to it after or pause and rewatch. But we're now going to do the meditation. So getting into a comfortable seat. I like to have a bit of back support, but try and keep your spine up tall, shoulders relaxed. Have your hands and your arms heavy, your hands resting on your knees, and gently just begin to close your eyes. And just become aware of the breath. So try not to change it when we become aware of the breath. Just notice if you breathe in from the nose or the mouth. And as the air goes in, notice if you feel the chest expand, the ribs, or maybe the stomach. And also as you exhale, notice again if you exhale through the mouth or the nose. And by doing this, we're just becoming aware of the present moment. And you might find that there's chatter in your head, but that is normal. When you notice, that is great because that is training your brain. So feel really good whenever you notice that your brain has wandered off. Congratulate it and bring it back to the breath, back to the present moment. And now start to notice the pace of the breath. So again, no judgment, just observing, like you were observing somebody else. You're not judging how they breathe. You're just noticing the pace and if there's any movement. And now we're actually going to change the breath consciously. So carrying on, whether you breathe in through the nose or the mouth naturally, it doesn't matter. But we're going to take in deeper breaths. So take in your next inhale, filling the lungs with air. And as you exhale, feel the belly compress if you can. And inhale long and deep. And exhale. But as you exhale, feel yourself letting go. Carrying on with your breath, really slowing the breath down, keeping it nice and comfortable. But with every exhalation, feeling a part of us, the negative, the judgmental, the harsh part of ourselves, feel it let go. Feel it disappear with our out breath. And now allow the breath just to carry on naturally. And just remembering what you wrote down for the people that you need to forgive. So first, just visualize one person in your head. Doesn't matter how clear the picture it is. Just really focusing on that person. Maybe you just focus on the name. Maybe you see a person in your mind's eye. Maybe you feel an energy. And just noticing what feelings come up for you. So if it's someone that you need to forgive, you're probably witnessing negative energy, maybe anger, hurt, upset. So just sitting with that a moment. And now we want to visualize them in a pink bubble, whether that's their name, their energy, or their face. Pink expresses love. And it doesn't mean that we have to really love this person, but just that we're choosing love instead of negativity, instead of anger. Because at the end of the day, the only person that it's really hurting is ourselves. And it doesn't mean what they did was right, but it means that we're ready to move on. They can't hold on to us any longer. And if you can, just visualize them smiling at you. A genuine smile. And visualize yourself smiling back at them. And just watch the bubble with them inside just disappear. Cut the ties with this person, or with what they've done, not always necessarily the person. We are bigger than this, and we are ready to move on and follow our path. And if you have more than one person to forgive, then carry on doing this. Repeat this with each person. Imagining them in a bubble with the colour pink of love, forgiveness. Imagine smiling and letting go. And as you let go of this person and of this negative energy, feel your body become heavier and more relaxed as we become more grounded, as our body softens, as the negativity leaves our body. And now we're going to be grateful. So now that we've released some of that negative energy, and don't worry if you don't really feel it at first, it does take practice. And just fake it till you make it. So don't worry too much about that yet. But now we're going to fill that void with grateful energy, with gratitude. So just noting the people, or maybe it was a thing that you're grateful for, and just bringing it into your mind's eye, really visualizing. And once you start to visualize what or who it is that you're grateful for, just begin to notice how you feel. Maybe it's how you feel around that person, how you feel when you do that thing. Maybe it's when you get a massage. Maybe it's when you cook a nice meal. Maybe it's when you phone a friend, when you have a bath. Just really visualize and really feel those feelings as though they're really here, or though it's happening right now. And notice your facial expression. what would your facial expression be? Would it be a slight upturned smile of contentment, happiness? Feel it as though it's happening right now in this present moment. And as we do this, we start to rise our vibration. And we start to feel good. And it's easier to let go when we feel good. So carrying on with this practice, this is a great practice to do any time that you feel you need to forgive somebody, or that you feel down and you want to feel grateful, or you need to let go. Visualizing is a really key part. And if you want to draw, or as you journal, drawing can also help you visualize as well. That's a great tool. It's proven that it helps manifest a lot quicker by visualizing. And just sitting in stillness for a moment, noticing the breath once more. Noticing any subtle changes in the body, in the pace of the breath. And once more, start to slow down the breathing. This time as we inhale gratitude. And as we exhale, again getting rid of any last negativity. Breathing in, inhaling good, exhaling the bad. And then just gently start to bring your awareness back to the room, the noises in the room, the noises that you can hear on my camera. And just start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing more movement into the body. And then gently flicker the eyes open. So, I hope you've enjoyed that meditation. Feel free to carry on and take a bit longer with each process. And also, you can come back to the journaling. I ask quite a few questions, and often they can take a while for really to feel what's the truth. So this meditation may have helped you. So if you want to go back to journaling after this meditation, then please feel free, now that you feel a bit more grounded. But really just try not to worry. Although it's an eclipse and it's high intense energies, this is for the good. If it does rock your world in the wrong way, then it's going to get you on the right path. And you just being aware of it and accepting it, acknowledging it, is going to make it easier. The more we reject something and try and avoid something, often the worse the outcome. So just remembering that over this next 24 hours. And if you did do the new moon workshop with me last week, actually what I tend to do, what I've missed off, is my list. I often burn, so I know the gratitudes on there, but it doesn't mean that I'm burning away and that I don't want the gratitude. I'm already accepting that I am grateful for those things. But it's mainly the negative points that we've written down and the people that we've written down that we need to forgive and let go of. Burn it obviously in a safe space. I daren't do it on here in front of you in case something really awful happens. So I'm going to do that on my own, just in case. But it's great to burn, and also it's the visualization of looking into the fire and seeing it burn. Gives a real sense of relief and let go as well. So it's all if you're, it helps with all your senses, and for everything to really resonate with you, it helps to use your sight, your meditation, your mind, and listen to the meditation, obviously your ears, so sound. So it's really helping with all of it and helping manifest at our next new moon. So that is everything for today. If you have any questions, obviously I'm no professional, but I can try and answer your questions. A reminder that the full moon high energy, so it's when it's full, is in roughly 10 hours. Well, it'll probably be about 9.5 hours for everybody now. But if you want your exact time for like the UK, I can find out for you and post that in the comments for you. And also let me know where you're watching from. I'm really interested to see what countries, and then maybe I can also tailor it to write what time exactly your full moon and new moon is going to be in the workshops. And if you did enjoy this, please write in the comments. That would be so lovely, and it's so great to hear that what I do is actually helping somebody. I'm mainly just doing this for my love of it, and I'm constantly learning as I go. But yeah, any questions, post in the comments. And if you want me to tag you in the next new moon workshop, so I tag you in the promotion so you know exactly the date and the day that it's going to be, like in the time, then I'll make sure that I tag you. So if you are interested, just write me a post below. But thanks so much for watching. It means such a lot to me, and happy full moon. Bye.